You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. Be sure to smash that like button. Over the weekend, it became official what had been talked about for some time now, and certainly since Ed Orgeron was let go. And it's the end of an era in Baton Rouge. Tommy Moffitt, who had been LSU strength and conditioning coordinator ever since Nick Saban first brought him here in the year 2000, was let go. Moffitt and his entire staff let go by new coach Brian Kelly. And before I even start talking about Tommy Moffitt, I want to first say that it is completely within Brian Kelly's right to organize his staff how he wants. He is the head coach, and head coaches are paid to be the CEO, to make those very tough decisions and have those tough conversations. And if you are going to be held to the standard and judged by your record, then you have the right to have on your staff whomever you want. And so if Brian Kelly wanted to go a different direction with the strength and conditioning staff, that is his decision, that is his prerogative. And ultimately, whether that succeeds or fails, he's going to have to live with the results of that. And we all hope that it's a tremendously successful decision because we all want LSU to do exceptionally well. So I wanted to say that first and foremost. As for Tommy Moffitt, I didn't play for Tommy Moffitt, obviously, but I've been around this program and covered this program long enough that I can tell you, as good a coach as Tommy Moffitt is, as evidenced by all of the players and coaches over the last 2 decades that have reached out, that have commented publicly on different platforms and social media to praise Tommy Moffitt, to congratulate him on his time at LSU, to express their disappointment with the decision to let him go. That speaks to the quality of the man, the quality of the coach. I've known Coach Moffitt for a while now. His all 3 of his sons, both Clay and Aaron, graduated from Catholic, and Brady, their youngest, is currently a junior at Catholic. So I've gotten to know the family a good bit through that, from calling games at Catholic, and then Clay's been on the radio show a good bit, obviously, and just got to know. Coach Moffitt's been on the show throughout the years. You just get to know people, and Coach Moffitt and his wife Jill and their 3 sons are as good and classy people as you would ever hope to meet. They have always treated me with the utmost respect and kindness, and I have so much respect for them as a family. Tommy and Jill as parents, and as just genuinely good people who treat others with class and respect and kindness. It's why Tommy Moffitt is so well thought of. And on top of that, he's at the top of his game. He could have left at any number of times. He could have left Baton Rouge and LSU any number of times throughout his career. When Scott Cochran left Alabama for Georgia a couple of years ago, Nick Saban tried to hire Tommy Moffitt again, and he turned it down to stay at LSU because Tommy Moffitt loves LSU. His family loves Baton Rouge. And candidly, I did speak to Coach Moffitt on Saturday. We were at the Catholic High game and saw him at halftime, and we chatted. And I won't disclose that the full nature of that conversation for out of respect for the privacy of that conversation. But what I will say, painting with a broad brush, is that Coach Moffitt has been overwhelmed with support. I mean, he told me players from all different eras. If it's guys like Glenn Dorsey, superstar players, and he said walking into the stadium on Saturday night, a call from a guy who was a walk-on in 2004, who nobody would really know their name, but just wanted to call Coach Moffitt to thank him for all he did. I mean, look, T-Bob and Hester, who are on this station, they've gushed about the man. T-Bob's called him his favorite coach he's ever had in his life. I mean, that's the kind of guy he is. And when it is so much of an outlier, it is abnormal to stay in one place for 21 years. Think about how transient coaching is. You just don't set roots. It's a business where you don't set roots. But he's managed to do it here for 21 years. His kids were born here. They were raised here. They went to school here. All that sort of stuff, right? So they are deeply tied and invested and rooted in LSU and in Baton Rouge and in this community. So that's kind of the tough part. Candidly, Coach Moffitt said if he could pretty much go anywhere he wants. I mean, he's had that many offers already, to do pretty much anything he wants. So Tommy Moffitt's going to be just fine, with what's next. I think the really difficult part is when you've been in a place for 21 years, do you want to leave? So I get the sense that he's not done. Got a lot of energy and vigor and want to and all that sort of stuff. But where is that? I don't know. But I really get a strong sense like he don't want to leave Baton Rouge. So I don't know what that's going to mean for Coach Moffitt. But whatever he does and wherever he goes, he'll have a fan and a supporter in me personally. On a personal level, I can tell you that. And for Brian Kelly, he's got to nail this hire, whoever it is, because that person is stepping into enormous shoes. And I don't want to be completely blind or deaf to a lot of the criticism, because I know a lot of you have asked me because of all the injuries. Like, well, is it time to go for Tommy Moffitt? All the injuries, his fault. I find it really hard to look at Keishon Butte breaking his ankle and going, that's on the strength and conditioning coach. You know what I mean? I find it really hard to look at Miles Brennan falling on a fishing trip, breaking his arm, and going, that's on the strength and conditioning coach. When I've asked that question specifically of athletes and other trainers, I say, look, if you have a lot of soft tissue stuff, like if you have hamstrings and pulled muscles and stuff like that, that could be a concern. But that's not what LSU has dealt with, man. When Glenn Logan breaks his foot, in training camp, that's not on strength and conditioning. The guy broke his foot. It's football. It's a physical game. You have injuries. It's just been one of those years for LSU that's been an outlier, and it's compounded upon each other. But Tommy Moffitt's record is what it is. 3 national championships, played for a 4th, survived 3 different coaches, which is just unheard of in college football. But he's managed to do it, and he gave 21 years to LSU, and we salute him. So congrats to Coach Moffitt on an amazing run, and wish him well in whatever is next. As for LSU, the only name I've heard mentioned is Jacob Flint. I was the strength and conditioning coordinator up at Notre Dame, had been with Brian Kelly from his time at Cincinnati, played at Central Michigan. So he's got a long history with Brian Kelly, but has only been a strength and conditioning coordinator. If Flint does come to Baton Rouge, it'll be his first time running the show. And those are some pretty big shoes to fill. So we'll get to know sooner than later, I would assume, what Brian Kelly's planning to do with his staff. Is they're gonna start announcing hires soon. They need to. You got National Signing Day just less than a couple of weeks away. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.